and today we are talking about how to prevent burnout as a working mom. Okay, and I have 3 tips to give you today. So we are just going to get into this because it's so important that we are finding balance in our lives and we're not just feeling like we're living to work, right? Or we're living to do chores. And so that's why we're talking about this so that we can find a way to balance things and have time for ourselves so that we're not getting burned out. So, the 3 tips, I'm going to obviously I have to put them in an order, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's like do this first, do this next, and do this last, or that the first one is the most important. Okay. Um, I'm just going to say them, but just so you know, right? Some of them for some of you might be like, oh, that's the highest priority. And for other people might be something else. Okay. So the first tip I'm going to talk about in preventing burnout is to put into place work boundaries or guidelines. Okay. And because we all know that the work, right, could truly never be done. And this is true whether you are working in a corporate office or you're a teacher or you work at home or you are even a stay-at-home mom, right? I know this video is for working moms, but even stay-at-home moms, we know the work is never done. So we need to put boundaries into place. Here's a couple of examples of what that might look like. It could be that your boundaries are you make a to-do list, you choose 3 to 5 things, and once those things are done, you're done. Like, I'm getting these things done, and then I'm stopping. Another example, and this is something that my teammates and I would do teaching, is we would stay later, I should say, on Mondays to try to get everything planned for the week, right? Make all the copies, get the plans. And then that way we had that boundary, or I had that boundary of I wasn't going to stay past 4:30 every other day of the week. And so for me, it was really important that I am getting home at a reasonable hour because as a teacher, you could spend all night doing things, right? So that's the first one, is like, think about work boundaries you can put into place so that you can use your time more effectively. The second tip is to find some type of hobby or passion project or something that you can do that's just for you, that brings you joy. That's the word I'm looking for. That's not like a required to do. Even if it's just something like reading or journaling, or maybe you take an art class somewhere, okay, or you go to yoga twice a week. Finding some type of passion project or activity that's just for you, and one that's going to tap into kind of the relaxing or the mindless or the creative side. Okay. And that's just going to create that balance. And when we have stuff that's just ours, that's sacred to us, that prevents burnout because we have something to look forward to, right? That breaks up the day-to-day of all I do is work and then I come home and do chores, right? And then the third one is to participate in, practice personal development. This is so important that we are learning and growing and digging deeper into ourselves every single day. Okay. And that seems like a lot, but it really doesn't have to be. It can be like reading a personal development book for 10 minutes, right? Watching a 15-20 minute training on something, right? So just growing, right? Growing into ourselves, constantly improving and growing is going to prevent burnout, because it's when we learn new things, it opens up our eyes to all of these things that we can dig deeper in and learn more about. Okay. So, speaking of trainings, I'm actually starting next week, am going to be doing micro trainings in my community. So it's hardworking moms who want more. It's in Facebook. Okay. Or who are ready for more. Yeah, I put the link in the description of this video, so you can just click on that, join. I'm going to be digging deeper into all of these topics. So if you watch this and you're like, oh, I need to know like more about that, pop into the community, because I am doing those micro trainings once a week. I will put the event in. I believe they'll be on Thursday afternoons, but you know, things change, working moms, right? But that's the plan right now. And so if you're interested in that, hop in there. And then, so those 3 tips: work boundaries, finding a passion project or activity or hobby that's just for you, and do personal development every single day. Those are the things that are going to help you find balance, find purpose, and really prevent that burnout. All right, you guys have the best day.